Welcome to another episode of Big Local Live, Tarek's Community Podcast. And today I'm joined by another special guest, Paul. How are you today?
I'm very well, Tarek. Nice to meet you.
Nice to have you with us.
My
So
pleasure.
you do something called Man Health?
Yes, I founded an organisation about 3 years ago now called Man Health, and we provide peer support groups to men who are struggling with their mental health. We also provide training around mental ill health. And we try to raise awareness about the stigma attached to not talking about mental ill health.
Very interesting because it's a very interesting thing because I obviously have, disability myself. So could you tell us a bit more about it and why you decided to do something like this?
Of course, yeah. I mean, it's an interesting story. I've suffered with depression all my life due to certain things that happened, possibly in my childhood. I don't know, but when I was at my darkest point, I really needed somebody to tell me what was happening and somebody I could reach out to and explain to me that what I was going through was fairly common and fairly normal, but there was nobody there. I couldn't reach out to anybody. So it got me thinking, really, and I thought to myself, well, if I'm in this position, there must be millions and millions of other men in a similar position. Would it help if these men could speak to another man who'd been through what they're going through and understood what they were going through and be able to support them? And that's where the idea for Man Health came about.
Well, when I was reading about this, I thought, wow, that's amazing because, a lot of men struggle with maybe anxieties and stuff like that. And sometimes it's not fair on the men as well because some people can't get services like mental health services. So I think it's fair that everyone gets equal share, equal because everyone should be equal.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there is unfortunately, what's happened over the last few years, there's been a huge increase in the awareness that's been raised around mental ill health. Unfortunately, what's happened is that the services haven't been able to keep up with that. So, lots and lots of people are now willing to listen and talk about mental ill health, but the professional services haven't really got the capacity to deal with them extra cases. So organisations like Man Health, I guess, are invaluable. We make it really, really easy for people to access our service, as easy as we possibly can. It's a voluntary drop-in. There's no referral required. It's open to any man aged 18. In fact, our oldest guy is 86. So we try and make it as simple as possible to join us, and we try and help all we can.
Yeah, sounds very interesting. So you say about actually, let me ask you what the challenges is with this new Man Talk organization. Do you have any challenges that you?
Yeah, of course we are like any new business or any organization. We have challenges. First of all, we've got to find customers. So we need to promote ourselves very, very heavily on social media. We need to promote ourselves very heavily with doctors' surgeries, with health organizations, with crisis teams. So yeah, we need to establish ourselves, establish a good reputation for ourselves. Otherwise, people won't use our services. So yeah, that's a real challenge for any new social enterprise that's starting up. You've got to build that brand, and people have got to respect that brand and realize that they're doing a really good job. And that takes a huge amount of time and a huge amount of investment.
Yeah, I'm very intrigued to ask you, how long has it been going for?
Yeah, well, it's I thought of the idea I founded the company in December 2015, but then I did a year-long feasibility study with Manchester University, and we didn't actually get funding to start. We got funded from the National Lottery Community Fund, and we didn't get that funding till January 2017. So it took me almost just over a year to get funding, over a year, well over a year. And then we actually started delivering in April 2017.
Wow. So you say you do, what I read through is you do a live chat so people can.
Yeah, well, just that was a response to the COVID-19, Tarek. What we do is we have before COVID-19, we're about to open our 13th physical group around the northeast of England. This is where men come and visit us on an evening. Due to COVID-19, obviously them groups had to close. So we continue to operate our groups using Zoom. So all through COVID-19, we've operated our groups on Zoom, which has been very successful. And in response to COVID-19, with the inevitable increase in mental ill health, we've set up a web chat and connect service, County Durham wide, where men can text us on an evening, and our guys, our trained facilitators, who are all men who've had mental ill health, will respond to them via web chat, or that can lead to a telephone conversation.
Yeah, that sounds very interesting, because you want to get people, to be treated equally, not men as well, and yeah, so everyone.
Yeah, well, we thought using web chat is it's just it's another barrier removed. To someone to text someone is much easier than actually coming to a physical group or coming to a Zoom meeting. Texting for somebody, texting would be much easier.
Zoom sometimes plays up. So before I ask you how we get involved, what are you doing at the moment with? I don't know if you already mentioned it, or what are you doing at the moment with this virus to help people?
Well, we're conducting our meetings, and we're helping. I'm sure that's a help to people. We're still delivering training online, and obviously the web chat and connect service is up and running 7 days a week, 4 hours every evening. So I would like to think we'd like to help more people, but I think we're doing a good job.
Yeah. Any future, like any things coming up? I don't want to go too deep, but like any exciting things coming up to help?
Yeah, well, we hope to get back to the physical groups opening in September. It's I think one of our groups is back for the first time next week. We've got a brand new group opening in Bishop Auckland in a few weeks' time, which is the part of the Gauntless big logo.
Yeah, I interviewed.
Fantastic. We're moving into their area to open a group, so we're very excited about that. Yeah, so a lot of exciting plans.
So yeah, I don't know if you can tell us like any experiences that you've had so far with Mantle.
With what? Sorry, with Man Health.
Yeah, Man Health. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I've got thousands and thousands of stories. In fact, there's thousands of testimonials from guys available on our website, which is manhealth.org.uk. And I find these videos very, very humbling as the founder of Man Health, because there's quite a few men who will say without Man Health, he would no longer be with us. And they're the sort of stories that make it all worthwhile. You'll be aware that we have huge suicide rates in the northeast of England. And if we can prevent one man from taking his own life, then it's got to be a worthwhile project.
Yeah, because even like me, when I get really stressed, sometimes I feel like I want to take my life away, but I think before I do that, because if I do, then not good things are going to happen.
Yeah.
For my life.
Yeah.
So this group made me really think back. I'm just thinking, like, how you been coping with lockdown at the moment?
Yeah, I mean, I've found it very, very challenging. I live by myself, so I haven't had much contact with my friends. Luckily, I've been able to join all the Zoom meetings with Man Health, which has been okay. It's not the same as physically meeting people. I've been able to get lots of exercise done, which has helped with my mental health. But yes, it's been difficult. It's been challenging. Being socially isolated it is difficult for everybody.
Yeah. I would like to talk about so if because mental health is a big thing. So like if say if people wanted to set up their own mental health group, what would you say is, I don't want to put you on the spot, but what is like the first step you encourage them to set up their own mental health group?
Well, I think they have to have the heart in the right place. They really must be passionate about what they're doing, because there's a lot of hard work. Setting up Man Health took over 2 years of my life, which was very challenging. And you've got to have the correct support around you, and but you've got to believe in what you do. That would be my really. I was passionate about what I was doing. I really wanted to make an impact on the suicide figures in the northeast of England. I wanted to make a difference. I wanted to help people, and that's and if you've got that as a driver, then I think you can be very successful.
Yeah, because as we know, mental health is important. So as I was reading, it looks very interesting. So how can people access
Yeah,
this?
well, they can access the web chat via our website, which is open permanently for referrals, but you can access it by going on the website and chatting to one of our facilitators. In terms of the physical groups, you would visit our website and find out where the physical groups are taking place around various towns in the northeast of England, and you would just come along and join us at one of our meetings.
It sounds very simple. The aim I wanted to get out of this is basically explain the importance of mental health.
Yeah.
What do you think are some important mental health tips for example?
Well, we're very strong advocates. We have something called the 5 C's. We always tell the guys about the 5 C's, which is based on the 5 ways to well-being, which is about connections. Try and stay connected with people. When you're poorly, people don't. You self-isolate and you don't want to connect. So it's very, very important that you keep them connections. It's very important that you try and give something back if you can. Do some voluntary work. It's very important that you eat the right food, get regular sleep, don't use drink and drugs and alcohol.
Yeah,
Uh, all get plenty of fresh air and sunlight. All things that you need. These things that you need to do. Which, if you're suffering from depression, like I do, depression's telling you to do exactly the opposite.
yeah. Because I tell you an experience I had. Depression. Yeah, I had an experience where I just got angry about something, and suddenly I just, I didn't want to talk to anyone. Um, it's just, you know, really hard to cope with.
Of course.
Can you give us I don't want to get too personal again, but can you give us any tips, like maybe how to deal with depression and how to cope with other mental health?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Of course. I mean, depression is a treatable condition. I mean, my first bit of advice would be to, if you're not feeling yourself, go and see your GP and seek some professional help. I mean, the alternative is to try and visit your local group, your mental health support group, which will give you plenty of tips about how to deal with your mental ill health, and they will also give you support. Depression is a very, very strange thing. It convinces everybody that they're the only ones who's got it. But you're not. You're a member of the biggest club in the world. And that's its unique selling point. It convinces everybody that they're the only members.
yeah. For that sounds very interesting. I was hope I was wondering, is there any like not only like, is there any exercises that they can calm down or like any simple?
In terms of anxiety, or in terms of any sort of mental ill health, it's always good to give yourself some space to do some meditation, to practice some deep breathing, and get some fresh air and sunlight. They're very good tips for anyone who's struggling with mental health.
Like meditation apps. I've used
Yeah,
Mindface. I don't know.
yeah, meditation apps are very good. We would always recommend using them. And there's lots of information on YouTube about sleep and breathing exercises. Another tip I always give people is learn as much as you can. Learn as much as you can about your condition, because once you've learned how your condition affects you, then it doesn't have that control over you.
Yeah, I was reading something earlier on today about how to deal with stress, because stress is a really really big thing for me. Can you give us some like tips about how to deal with stress?
Yeah, they would be very similar to what I gave you earlier. Give yourself some free time, give yourself some space, talk to other people about why you're feeling stressed, and eat properly, plenty of sleep, plenty of fresh air, plenty of exercise.
Yeah, so the peer support group, you mentioned that you are going back to peer support groups, is that right?
Yeah, physical groups. We hope to get most of them open in September time.
That sounds very interesting. I might come and join as well.
You'll be more than welcome.
So, anything you want to like mention about any highlights that you've had, like anything you want to mention about this group, any challenges you faced?
No, I mean, Man Health is going very well. We're very successful. We're helping lots and lots of men, and as long as we continue to help men and make a difference, then I'm happy. And that's all I set out to do. So as long as we can do that and we're making a huge difference, then I'm happy.
Do you guys do like courses as well?
Yeah, we deliver training. People can go on our website. We deliver training around mental health. We deliver training around men's physical health, and how we can reduce the early death rate of men. You're probably aware that 1 in 5 men dies before they reach the age of 65, which is ridiculous, and something should be done about it. And you're also aware that suicide is the biggest killer of men under 50. So we need to do more about that as well. It's a public health emergency in this country, I believe.
Yeah. I'm surprised about how many people die in like just a year. It goes so fast.
Well, you're looking at about 100 men a week dying in this country, which is way too many. Way too many.
Obviously, mental health is really important to me. I had an appointment once with a mental health specialist. I tell you something, they are amazing. Because
Yeah, great. I'm pleased you found somebody that's amazing. Yeah, good.
Because you speak to them, they're not only talking to you, they're like family. They just want to help you.
Well, that's what Man Health is. Man Health has become a community to all the men who attend, and the men have all become good friends. And if you've got friends, then you've got support, and that's the beauty of Man Health. We are a community of friendship, a group of many men who've got a commonality, and we don't judge each other. We're very non-judgmental and we're very supportive, and that's what we've been able to give to the guys who come to our groups.
So are you running courses at the moment?
Yes, we're doing online courses. We're delivering a course called Blokes, Brains, Balls and Brawn, which I've written, which is about the 5 biggest preventable killers of men. We can deliver that online.
Oh, so how can people get involved if they want to?
Well, they'll just go onto our website and look at our courses that are available, and they would have to book. and then we can deliver that course via Zoom.
Yeah, it seems very interesting to come along. I'm just thinking, you've answered all my questions that I've had. So,
Brilliant. I mean, it's brilliant. I mean, it's been lovely talking to you. If that's
yeah.
that's long enough, I'm happy with that.
But I'm interested about. It says on your website about like things people can eat for mental health, about how to eat healthy.
Yeah, we do a lot of things about certain. If you go onto the website, there's lots of certain foods. There's foods that are called superfoods, which can help with your mental ill health. So things like blueberries, things like almonds.
Oh,
Sorry?
can you give us any examples of any foods of healthy?
Yeah, now you've put me on the spot, but yeah, I mean, we say things like eat plenty of fresh fruit, eat plenty of green vegetables. Almonds are very, very good for mental ill health. Anything that's got lots of potassium, not potassium. What's the word I'm looking for? I mean, I take supplements with anything that's got magnesium in it. High contents of magnesium. It's very good for your mental ill health. So, you know, green vegetables. All these things are on our website. All the good things you should eat. Fish, for example.
Yeah, fish is my favorite. I know people don't like fish that much, but
They're missing out, aren't they? They're missing out on something.
I love fish.
Yeah.
I cannot resist fish.
Good, good. It's very healthy for you.
I'm very intrigued about this. It says sunlight really helps boost your mood.
Yeah.
How does it, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, I'm not a medical expert, but I mean, if I'm sat here now looking outside and it's wet and miserable, and I don't want to go outside, but when I do go out and it's sunshine and it's warm, I always feel much better. I think it boosts the serotonin levels in your brain, but it just makes you feel better. Everyone's much happier when it's warm and sunny.
Yeah,
I think that's a fact, isn't it? I think.
yeah, because sun is a very, it's, I'll tell you what's an important thing for me. Every day it's good to go out once a day, do some exercise, walk around for 10 minutes, or just go for a walk and
Yeah.
see the sun for at least an hour or so, and then maybe come in and do something that you want to do.
Yeah.
Once a day is a very important step to do that sort of thing. Let's play a little game now since we've covered
I'm looking forward to this.
everything. So I'm gonna do a quick fire round, and I'm just waiting for it to load. So the quick fire round. Say the first thing that comes to your mind. I'm gonna shout a few words. Football or rugby?
Football.
Pasta or noodles?
Noodles.
Although pizza is my favorite, I'm not sure which one's my favorite. Pizza or burgers?
Burger.
France or Spain?
Sorry, can you repeat that one?
France or Spain?
Oh, tough one. Spain.
This one might be trickier. Zoom or Skype? Which one's your favorite?
That would be Zoom for me. Zoom.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
I prefer it too. Netflix or Amazon?
Netflix.
Now, which one's your favorite animal? Cat,
Oh, favorite animal would be
cats or dogs?
dog.
Tennis or snooker?
Tennis.
Winter or summer?
I think that's an easy one, that isn't it? Summer.
Yeah. There's some people say that, winter, but I don't know why.
No, I don't either. My daughter would say winter. She doesn't like the sun.
They say that if you have a cold shower, it's better for you. I was like, really? That's what the building said to me.
No.
Beach or park?
Park.
Really, I thought you would say beach.
No, I like the park. I like the greenery.
Yeah. Running or walking,
Running.
and that's the last one.
Great.
Yeah. So, I hope you enjoyed that one.
Yeah, it was fab. Great.
Is there anything you want to mention about man?
No, I think we've covered it all. It's been very interesting, and you've asked some searching questions,
Yeah.
and I think I've given insight into what man health's all about, which is great.
Can you give any final tips about maybe people setting up their own group? I don't know.
No. I think the tip I would be follow your heart. If you're passionate about something, you know, everyone can have good ideas. It's putting them ideas into practice, which is damned hard work.
Yeah. So, thank you for joining me today.
My pleasure.
This is Tarek's Community Podcast, and goodbye.